Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Till Savage, if I could just start with you. So how many customers do you have approximately?
Between 14 and 15 million customers.
Between 14 and 15 million. I think you told Senator Britt just a minute ago that a goodly number of those are minors. Is that correct?
What I said was I don't have the number of customers.
You have the genetic data of a good many minors. Is that correct?
We have genetic data for a particular number of minors, and I will be happy to provide.
People under the age of 18. Is that correct?
That is how I'm defining a minor.
So they give your customers, I just want to make sure I understand your business model. Your customers give you their genetic information for you to run various tests on. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
And I mean, that's pretty sensitive stuff, isn't it? Somebody's genetic information. Is there anything more personal than that?
I would agree with you, Senator, that genetic data is sensitive information.
And so now you're just going to sell all of it? 15 million people, bunches of kids, maybe millions. It's just going to be sold in the open market?
As Senator, the good news, as I mentioned, is that the two bidders or buyers for the company, one is Regeneron, which is
That's the Big Pharma company? It doesn't make me feel any better.
It is a large pharmaceutical company.
All right, so you're gonna take 15 million Americans' genetic information and you're gonna sell it to somebody, and your message to us is today, trust us, it'll be fine. Maybe it's a big pharma company. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe they'll treat it right. I thought your privacy code, your privacy commitment said that consumers had a right not to have their information shared with anybody else without their consent. I mean, I've got your privacy statement right here. It says that without their consent, you can't share their information. You're about to sell it.
Patriots, we got a problem. And it's bigger than politics. It's bigger than elections. This is about your privacy, your kids' privacy, and the future of freedom in this country. And I'm not going to sit here and stay quiet while the globalists, the tech elites, and Big Pharma literally sell our DNA like cattle in auction. I just finished watching a Senate hearing, and folks, it's worse than I thought. 23andMe, that DNA testing company you've seen ads for everywhere, the one that says discover your heritage. Find out if you're 3% Viking. Turns out they've been hoarding the genetic information of over 15 million Americans.
Senator, that consent is, essentially for,
Not real?
Not share for research purposes, and we are not selling it for research purposes.
So when you tell the consumer, give us your personal information and we'll take money from you, and we won't give it to anybody without your consent, it's not real. It just means, maybe kind of depends on the day.
Senator, I will say that our customers' data is their own. They have the right at all times to access that information. They can edit it.
Well, sure they can, but you're about to sell it to who knows who. They can't control it. You said to Senator Moody that consumers have complete control of their data. Complete. How can they have complete control if you're about to sell it without their consent?
Senator, they can delete that data anytime up until the sale and after.
Oh, okay. They can delete the data. Have you fixed the ability of customers to go on your website and delete it? Because right after you announced your sale, your deletion page went down. I hold in my hand here an article from the Wall Street Journal. 23andMe site goes down as customers struggle to delete their data. Can they even get onto your site to delete their data?
They can, Senator. And
you fixed this?
That was an issue that, yes, we fixed immediately after.
It's up and running now? Customers can go on?
Customers can go on and they can delete their data.
What happens when they go onto your site to delete their data?
When a customer logs into their account at 23andMe, they go to their settings page, and there's a section there where just click delete my data. It confirms that they want to delete their data, and it's deleted automatically.
Is that true? Let's take a look.
Okay.
When they go onto your page, they get an opportunity. It says permanently delete the data. So they click the button that says permanently delete the data, and then they get a notification that says your account is no longer accessible. How do they know if they can't access their account anymore? How do they know their data's been deleted?
Because we send them a notification that their information has been deleted.
You send it once, and how long does that take?
Our policies state that, we will delete their data within 30 days, and in most cases, it is automatic and happens much quickly.
And when you delete it, it's deleted. It's gone forever.
All the genetic data is deleted forever, and yes.
Really? Because that's not what your privacy statement says in the fine print. Let's read it. What your statement says is, we retain personal information for as long as necessary to provide the services and fill the transactions you have requested, to comply with our legal obligations, resolve disputes, enforce agreements, et cetera, et cetera. And then it goes on, 23andMe and or our contracted genotyping laboratory will retain your genetic information even if you choose to delete your account.
Senator, 23andMe, it does not retain any genetic information regarding the consumer once they delete their account. We do.
It says right here that you will retain genetic information, including date of birth and sex, even if you choose to delete your account. This is your privacy policy. I'm just quoting from it.
Senator, to the best of my knowledge, we do not maintain any genetic information.
It says even if you choose to delete your account, we will retain your genetic information, date of birth and sex, even if you choose to delete your account.
There is some information that we do retain, such as, but not related to the genetic information.
Right.
But that, such as name, email address,
Oh.
and other.
So even if you delete the account, you retain their name, you retain their email address, you retain their date of birth, you retain their sex, and you retain their genetic information, even if they choose to delete your account. So in other words, don't talk to your suit behind you, talk to me. He's not testifying, you are. You do not allow consumers actually to delete permanently their data. And when you said a minute ago to Senator Moody, at all times consumers have complete control of their data, that's just not true, is it? By the terms of your own agreement, that just is not true.
Senator, with all due respect, all of the genetic data is deleted. We are only
With all due respect, what you are telling me is in direct contravention to what your own policy states, even if you choose to delete your account. In fact, what you do is you allow your consumers to delete their account settings, but their data isn't deleted. You still have it. The laboratory still has it. You have their name. You have their date of birth. You have their sex. And now you're going to sell it. Here's my point. It's a pattern. Your consumers actually aren't in control of anything. You are. You control their data. You control their genetic information. Now you're about to sell it. You promise them, we won't ever sell it without your consent, but you're doing it. You promise them we'll allow you to delete it, but you don't. In fact, you've lied to them. Have you not?
Senator, we have not. I assure you that we are deleting all of our customers who have requested it.
No, you're not. You're not, because your policies say they're not, and you're not deleting it because if you were, your company wouldn't be worth $300 million. No, don't read from what your guy behind you is shoveling talking points to you now. I don't want your talking points. I've read your policies. I've seen what they are, and I tell you what, it's amazing to me you're not getting your socks sewed off by your customers. I hope they will. I hope they will rush to the courthouse, even as we are here today, to sue you into oblivion for lying to them and taking their most personal, identifiable information and selling it for a profit and lying to them and to the American public. Quite frankly, Mr. Salsavage, what you're doing here has all kinds of implications, national security implications, all of it, but nothing is worse than taking the personal, identifiable information of American consumers and keeping it and lying to them about it while you make a huge profit off of it. It's unbelievable to me. It's absolutely unbelievable. This concludes our hearing. I want to thank each of the witnesses for taking the time to share your experience, your expertise, and your perspectives. Written questions can be submitted for the record until Wednesday, June 18th at 5 p.m. I'll ask the witnesses to answer and return questions to the committee within 2 weeks. The hearing's adjourned.
15 million. And you know what? A good number of them are kids, children, minors. And now they're trying to sell it off. To who? Big Pharma. Specifically Regeneron. Big Pharma in Silicon Valley, making a backdoor deal with your family's most sensitive information, your DNA. Folks, let me be perfectly clear. There is nothing more personal than your genetic code. It's your identity, your health risks, your family history, your future. That's what makes you you. And now they're going to hand it off to Big Pharma with a smile on their face and say, don't worry, trust us. Trust them? The same people who locked us down, masked our kids, and censored anyone who didn't go along with their plans? The same Big Pharma executives who made billions during COVID while you lost your business and your job? Asterisk, now they want your DNA too. Not just your labor, not just your taxes. They want to own you on a genetic level. And let's talk about consent, shall we? 23andMe's privacy statement, I've read it, I've seen it, and the senator read it out loud for everyone to hear. It says right there, they're supposed to get your consent before sharing your data. But when the senator pressed them, what did they say? They twisted the words. Oh, well, that only applies to research purposes, Senator. Really? So if they sell the entire company, including all your data. To Regeneron, that doesn't count? This is the elite's favorite game, word games. They play games with your freedom, with your rights, with your privacy. It's like we're not even citizens anymore, we're just data points for their next business deal. And here's the kicker, folks. They're lying about deletion. Straight up lying. They say you can delete your data whenever you want. Really? Because right after they announced the sale, guess what happened? The deletion page on their website crashed. People couldn't delete their accounts. They couldn't stop the sale of their own DNA. What a coincidence, huh? And when they did try to delete, the fine print says they still keep parts of your information, your name, your date of birth, your sex, and get this, even your genetic data could be kept by the labs they contract with. So here's the truth. You don't control your data. They do. And they're going to profit off of it, whether you like it or not. Privacy? Gone. Consent? Meaningless. Corporate profit? Priority number one. This is why, as conservatives, as patriots, we cannot trust these corporations anymore. They are in bed with globalist interests. They don't care about American families. They don't care about national security. And they sure don't care about the Constitution. And by the way, think for a second about national security here. Foreign companies, foreign governments, hostile actors could easily get access to this data down the line. You think China doesn't want to map American DNA? You think pharmaceutical companies won't use this to design drugs that cost your family thousands of dollars while they profit? This is bigger than just a data breach. This is the next front in the war for your freedom. The war for who owns you. I'll tell you what I think. This is corporatism at its ugliest, big tech, big pharma, and the political class selling out American citizens. And the senator in that hearing, God bless him, he went right for the throat. He called it for what it is, lying to the American people. And I agree with him 100%. I hope every American who used 23andMe sues him into oblivion. But that's not enough. It's time for laws. It's time for Congress to pass ironclad laws that say, no American's genetic data can ever be sold or transferred without full, explicit written consent, not vague corporate weasel words. Real consent. And if they break it, massive fines, criminal charges, jail time for CEOs. Enough of these white-collar criminals walking away rich while middle-class Americans get sold like cattle. And for all of you watching right now, if you've done one of these tests, go delete your data right now and keep screenshots. Print it out, because they're not going to protect you. You have to protect yourself. This is a fight we're in now, folks. Not just for elections, not just for free speech, but for your very identity. The left may want to erase your national identity, but now they're after your genetic identity too. Stand up, speak out, and stay awake. Because no one is going to fight for your family except you. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless the United States of America. Hit that subscribe button if you're tired of the lies. Share this video if you believe in freedom. Let's wake up America before it's too late.